In our 21 Days of Wellness Chats, we are here with Marin McCue to talk about balanced breath for a balanced mind and body. Whether we think about it or not, but we all breathe. Breathing naturally happens. But I think what research has found now that conscious breathing or breathing mindfully can be a game changer for us. And with that, Marin, I'd like to ask you, what is the meaning of a balanced breath?
So two things come up for me with that question. The first is the general idea of the inhale and the exhale being similar lengths, attending to them in a similar fashion, so that the inhale and the exhale become this smooth rhythm of in and out. So the other piece to that, though, is recognizing that balance is also about ensuring that your breath is appropriate to what's needed or what's happening right now. Right? So if I, suddenly get up and I start walking quickly or jogging, my breath is going to change based on the metabolic needs of my body in that moment. So I actually want it to speed up a little bit. I want it to have more power, and I'm going to have more breath in my chest because I want to be engaging more of my sympathetic nervous system. Now, if I'm just sitting here and I start thinking about something that's frightening or stressful in my life, my body will actually react like it's happening. And my breath could pick up in the exact same way that I just explained it does when we start moving our body physically quicker. So a balanced breath is this ability to really make sure that we are attending and aware of our breath so that it does match the appropriateness of the moment. And when it does change, so I'm thinking about something stressful or something happens and I react, I need to be aware of that so that I can support myself in coming back into an actual balanced breath from there, so that I don't get stuck in any state when it's not appropriate anymore. I want my breath to be able to move and for me to be able to shift through the different states of my nervous system, because each state serves a very intentional purpose. Yet many of us are spending a lot of our day breathing quick or shallow or through the mouth or a lot in the chest when we're just seated or on the computer or eating our food or engaging in conversation or driving, all these different things where actually what would be more appropriate is a really soft, relaxed breath in that moment. And so we need to take time daily to really get to know our breath and our own patterns so that we can actually trust that our breath is adjusting appropriately, finding balance moment to moment.
Interesting. It's really interesting how you said that sometimes if I have a big presentation or something that I have to do, I feel like that my breath will increase just because I get into, I think, that flight or fight mode. So really I could truly resonate with them. And every time I hear you speak, I feel like I have to properly breathe. I'm like trying to not do my shallow breathing. So
Right.
so that was really great insights that you shared.
Well, and Anshu, let me just pause for a second, because even what you just mentioned, you're about to present something and you start noticing that you get a little bit activated.
Right.
That's good, right? We're getting pumped up. So the sympathetic nervous system is not just fight or flight in terms of a negative or extreme stress. It's excitable, it's alertness, it's arousal. And that's really appropriate. If I'm about to step on stage or get on a call and present, I want some of that in my system, right? But I also want to be able to oscillate and be able to know, like, okay, that's enough. I also need to ground myself a little bit so that it doesn't just cascade in one direction to the point where at the end of the day, I've been so excited and alert all day that I actually just crash because my body budget is depleted. And my next line of defense is actually complete shutdown, which is also a wise response. So being aware of your breath and celebrating, like, wow, I just got excited. Like, whoa, my heart sped up. I'm breathing a little quicker. Okay, well, that's good. I want some of that. But I also want to slow my breath down a little bit so that I'm now in this range of alertness, yet grounded, present, ready to go, versus moving further and further into anxiety, where my body even might start shaking because I'm so aroused in that moment.
Right. Now that makes a lot of sense. And I'm able to take that back in my own life and be able to see, okay, you know what? how I used to be the other way, where, you know what, sometimes if I had to do a big presentation or whatever, you get really stressed out and high anxiety and you start shaking, to now it's a little bit of arousal, then you're able to ground yourself and say, okay, I got this. So that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And how can a balanced breath then help our mind and body, Marin?
Well, we're not meant to stay in any one state all day long, right? So by practicing a balanced breath, the body knows it's safe in that moment if you're attending to your breath. And it makes it so that there's space and energy available to oscillate, toggle between the different various states of the nervous system. The way that I like to think about the breath is that it's the lungs or the diaphragm are like the maestro of this body orchestra. And if that maestro is like, go, 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 right? Well, that might sound really cool for a couple minutes, and then it's just going to start clashing, cacophony, noise, like things start to separate, it's uncomfortable, right? So thinking about your breath in that way of, okay, well, you know, that served a purpose. I got really excited, you know, we're doing something fun, or I went for a run and I needed that energy. And now I need to calm that orchestra down so that it's not completely depleted at the end of the day, or it doesn't get into this habit of just clashing. I need to find the symphony again. And so when we move back into that balanced breath, and this is something we can all just do now for a couple minutes, is hand on your belly and hand on your heart, and breathing through your nose as I describe this, just feeling your belly expand into your hand on your inhale and the soft release on your exhale. And just noticing that with each mindful breath, perhaps the breath can slow down a little bit more. Noticing the expansion and the contraction. Relaxing the belly more and more so that each inhale is more of a belly breath. And even imagining that movement of the diaphragm gliding down on the inhale and up on the exhale, like the hand of the maestro. And every smooth, graceful movement, it's like every system in the body starts to harmonize, to work together, so that each breath is actually a moment of repair and healing and restoration. So 30 seconds throughout your day of just pausing and finding the sweet harmonic symphony with your breath is going to give you more energy, help your body start to organize itself, heal itself, restore itself, repair itself, so that you feel like you have more of a sustainable trajectory throughout your day versus getting stuck or the escalation of arousal until the end of the day.
And would you say with balanced breath, there's a rhyme and rhythm to it, or like you have to do 4 breath in, 5 breath out? Is there any pattern to it, or is it just sitting down, relaxing, and breathing?
Right. Yeah. Most importantly, above all, if you're looking for that just down regulating soft breath, it's, don't even worry about how long it takes or what the count is. It's actually just tuning into your own breath of what feels soothing for me. There's so many different techniques that we can use, and those all serve a very specific purpose to help us really anchor into the moment and give our breath some guidance. And ideally, the way we're shifting towards a really balanced breath would be somewhere between 4 to 8 seconds on the inhale, and then the same on the exhale, with a very gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale. And as you get calmer and more relaxed and more in tune with your breath, you're going to find that each inhale is actually less. You know, you're taking in less air, but it's still lasting just as long. It's like the breath just went into even more slow motion. And then same with the exhale. It's moving so slow and softly. And then there's just this pause, this hover at the bottom of the exhale where you find stillness. And then the next inhale just glides in. You don't have to force it. It's actually about getting so still and soft that you can trust your breath and be fascinated by just witnessing, how do I breathe? What does it feel like? And
Interesting.
if you need support with it, then count it, right? Count. So you start with just counting your breath and seeing what's the duration right now. So maybe it's 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. And if you want to slow it down, then you say, okay, without breathing in more air, let's see if I can lengthen it to 5 seconds. So I just have to breathe that much slower to get to 5. And then same with the exhale. And that little shift can be enough to just drop you down into a state of calm.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I think that state of us being in that calm state is so much needed, especially as we are continuing to be in this pandemic. And with the holiday season around, it's really important for us to be able to practice that. So thank you so much, Marin, for your time. Thank you for sharing that with us. And to all our viewers, thank you for tuning in and watching us, and stay tuned for more episodes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.